All right, I've got an AC that needs a head pressure control. It's for a server room, and it's trying to run in this cold weather. It's just not working out. I don't know why it was never given one from install, but anyways, the way I'm going to set this up, this is a 410A system, so I'm going to go to 90 degrees of saturation temperature and look at that pressure. It's about 275 and that's going to be my cutout pressure, and then I'm going to add 40 degrees to that, and I'm going to get my cut-in pressure of 315. So when the head pressure hits 315, the switch will close and turn on the fan, and then when it drops down to 275, it'll open. Now, sometimes at the supply house it's hard to find this exact combination. I think I ended up going with the 350, which is a little high, but then again, 350 is only about 105 degrees saturation, so I'm okay with that. It's good enough, especially for this old piece of junk. So we're going to cut in around there, and then the fan, if it's able to drop the head pressure down to 275, then it'll cut off. So we're going to cycle kind of in this range. But what happens when an AC is trying to run in very low ambient, it can't build up the head pressure to enable the metering device to work correctly. So we're going to set this up so that it can build up the head pressure, have the suction pressure be normal and all of that. So anyways, that's how I set up the pressures. And of course, if you have a nice like Ranco adjustable, you can dial it in exactly. But in this case, I'm just going to use a regular fan cycling switch, and so that's how I choose which one I want, and then I'll show how I wire it up. Here's how I've got the wiring set up. So I've got my fan cycle switch here. So even though this is a 3-phase unit, the fan is single phase, so I'm just breaking one leg of power. I've got that power off the contactor right here, and then I've got it going back out to the fan. I'm taking 24 volts off of the contactor Y. That way the relay is only gonna have power when the contactor has power. And then I'm sending common down here to the switch and back up. So the reason I'm sending common down there is if we have a short, then worst case scenario, it'll just cut the fan on when the contactor's on. But the other thing is that we want to use a relay, because that takes a lot of wear and tear off our switch. And also, if this was a 3-phase fan, we could control that by just breaking another leg of power on another set of contacts. But anyways, the relay will take the wear and tear off, and also allow us not to run high voltage down to this switch. So go ahead and fire it up. We'll see how it works. Right now my fan's not running. Now this may have a refrigerant issue, so I'm not actually sure if the head pressure is going to get up to the point to where it's actually going to run the fan or not. Sound like it just clicked on, so there we go. It's going to cycle like that now and keep our head pressure in the correct range. So another advantage of doing the wiring this way, where I'm breaking common, is that on a lot of units, common is bonded to ground. So I can take a super sweet jumper here and just make this relay on all the time, and then we'll look at it and see what we're doing here. So this is the way it was running continuously in this cold weather with no head pressure control. see how low my suction is. Let's see if I can get out of the sun here. There we go. As you can see, everything just starting to drop. My subcooling's off the charts because the air is so cold going to this thing. You can see as this head pressure just drops out to nothing, my suction pressure has come down, and we're below freezing now. So this is just going to continue to fall. What I think we're going to do is, just to keep the numbers from hunting all over the place on the head pressure switch, we're going to cover up this condenser with some trash bags. I may or may not be able to show that, but we'll try to get this pressure up to about 105, 110 degrees saturation. We'll see where our subcooling and superheat is, and then we'll see if it needs refrigerant. But you can see how poorly it would be running without head pressure control. I'm using the outdoor unit just to hold trash bags up against itself, and then I've got this one folded back and just a magnet. That's all the airflow we need to get normal head pressure. Yeah, the unit just satisfied.